Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your timeless reading. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. And until December 31st, through December 31st of this year, I am having a sale, 50% off on all readings. So please take advantage of that. And thank you to all of you who support me in all the ways that you do. It is deeply felt. And so, Virgo, let's get started with your overall energy, the Two of Staffs. This is around the building up towards the full moon in Aries energy in late October, the 17th. So the Two of Staffs is describing a place where you've gotten very, very clear on your expertise, your mastery, your gift, your talent, your competency, something that anchors you. And you are now in a position of turning your lens towards an unfamiliar community, an unfamiliar audience, clients, customers, location. You're open to the possibility of the unfamiliar, the unknown. And this is a signature of your courage, your bravery, and having gained this sense of anchor. This really is about igniting your heart's desire, stoking your greater awareness of your higher self, and the pursuit of those things that you now understand are not only an address to your potential, but they're things that you deserve and you're worthy of. This is a huge revelation that's now spilling out into your consideration of possible opportunities in the future in the world. In the present, we have the Ace of Swords. This is that revelation that has anchored your present perspective on the world, so that you have become more and more aware of your the gifts, the talent, the expertise, the truth that you have to leverage in all of your relationships. This is how the area that this is impacting upon is how you share resources with others. And that's obviously a large category. But your truth is about justice. This is about your seeking of justice, your meting out justice, your awareness of justice, or that balance within you, that harmony, the effort you put forward, and your reward as a result. So you are stimulated by this deeper understanding you have of who you are and the possibility that exists. In the past, we have the Six of Swords, indicating that you, Virgo, have moved away from something that was a somewhat chaotic environment for you. It's one in which you didn't feel seen or heard. It's one where your contribution was blocked because of the unsupportive environment that you were in, particularly if you were a provider or a leader in that environment, in whatever way. This can be in a domestic environment, in a professional one. This is you looking for a sense of peace, a sense of acceptance as to why this has been so difficult and why it no longer is a fit for you. So this moving forward is about finding this release so that you can accept that these experiences, no matter how unresolved they may feel unfulfilling, that they needed to exist in order for you to be where you are now, to understand a basic truth about yourself, and to move on, to understand that you're worthy of moving on to success, to being in a supportive, supported environment for you. But this is a big moving on for many of you. You're leaving something that has been that you've been attached to for a long time. This can be the breaking apart of a family situation, or, as I said before, a professional one. In the future, we have the Seven of Staffs. The theme that I'm intuiting here is that you have stopped allowing the needs of others to distract you from your goals. There's a scenario around your being, as I said before, a provider, but more importantly, a fixer. So you can have been a provider, but in a distant way. So this can be, as an example, a co-parenting situation, um, as an example of being a provider, but also a fixer, but in a way that is not necessarily mutually supportive, depending on how you have negotiated this with others. But where you were expected to come in and provide the goods or to fix a situation that others seemed incapable of fixing, you have now understood that your goals are as important, if not more important, than the needs of others, the unreasonable request of others who have become dependent on you and to whom you never say no. This is about learning to say no as appropriate. It's not about cutting people off. This is about prioritizing your needs, accepting who you are as the person you're supposed to be, that there's nothing flawed or imperfect about you. That doesn't mean that you can't improve upon your conditions, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a space where you can work on the things that you know you identify with, that are significant to you, that are important for your achievement. And you're really in a space of speaking up for yourself. And this is something a lot of people aren't used to. There's a whole vibe here of you going along to get along. And having been somewhat successful with that strategy in the past, you have long reached a wall, and you're now understanding how to strategize, leverage your way to a solution for you, to achievement of a goal, of identifying yourself as significant, as an original, as a unique voice. If this reading is resonating for you, Virgo, please like this video. Please share this with others who might enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I have pulled the Fear card. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I actually am appreciating this because I do see not only this awareness that you're experiencing about your misfit, unmatched environment or relationship or condition, and your willingness to do something about it. So you're testing your resolve to live in the energy of your love for yourself, for your goals, for your self-respect, by honoring your potential for more. You're understanding that you can have more. You can have better achievement, more love, more joy in your life that comes from an honest acceptance of who you are and a willingness to go for what it is you really want. For some of you who are accomplished in the world, it is about that love, having love too, being loved, allowing yourself to be loved, to test that love of self through a relationship with another. There's someone there who can love you in a way that you've never experienced before. There's someone out there who you have encountered in the past or you will encounter in the future who has a deep connection to you, an extraordinary connection to you that has been fearful to you in the past. You've been afraid of that. That commitment would be too much, and it may be your fear of commitment that you're no longer running from, perhaps that you are testing out. I'm also going to pull a chakra love oracle. And I see something there is pushed up. There we go. Let me pull the beautiful red, purpley thing. And the card I pulled is security. To feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. This is referencing the root chakra, which is your ability to survive, and this is strong in you. This feels like it comes from your family of origin, the expectation that you would be a material and professional success is part of what has structured your life to date. The greater security you seek is in acknowledging, if not grasping for, if not moving towards this greater love that has always existed for you. And that knowing that love is there, even if it's one you never approach, but acknowledging that is a great source of pursuing your truth, knowing your truth. The love that you are acknowledging, this deep connection, is one that is liberating you to understand the commitment that already exists between you and another. It can be between you and a group of people or a goal, a project. But this feels like an individual love because this feels like the area of your greatest insecurity. There's a shyness here. There's a discomfort about being in public, despite the fact that I believe many of you are in public all the time. You've learned to overcome that fear. And so the fear of intimacy is one that I believe is a challenge that you are consciously undertaking at this time. I'm going to clarify the Ace of Swords with the Six of Swords, a repeat card, and the Five of Wands. Yeah, wow. It's a lot of pressure on you to make a clean break. It feels like you've been moving away from a lifestyle or a situationship that has been unsatisfying, unstable for a long time. And this is really beefing up the idea that you have been a provider, but sort of in absentia, a fixer for a group of people. This can be for in an organization or with intimates. But the pressure for you to recognize the level of unhappiness, unpeace, lack of support, actually the invisibility that this relationship is causing you is urgently, it needs to be urgently addressed. And it feels like there's some real arguments at the base of this, that you're better understanding the argument or the disagreement that you're having with others, the conflicts with others. It's as though your ability to acknowledge your own truth has always been there. You are a person of integrity. You're honest to a critical degree professionally. Let me put it that way, because I think we can all be pretty dishonest with ourselves. But there is this need to pull together with a team of collaborators to pound out the way that you want to structure a new enterprise, a new experience, a new business, a new project moving forward. It's as though there's a door has opened up for you within your professional realm that you were not aware of. It could be personal also. This can be the door of a relationship, a love that you never believed possible, that you've always been afraid of pursuing, but one that is not going to change because of your acknowledgement. There's something here about this particular relationship that is meant to be unconventional. It's different from any other kind of relationship you've had. Perhaps the individual is different, is non-conforming, is an original of some sort. But the needs of this relationship are uniquely stand on your integrity as individuals. And there's a lot of distance and separation between the two of you. And that may be an eternal feature of this deep connection. Whatever it is, it doesn't look like what you expect or what anyone would expect. Perhaps the other partner, potential partner, does not expect this, but there's a need for you to accept the unusualness of your connection or the form or shape of your connection, but one that satisfies you, that stimulates you. There's a lot about spiritual sharing efforts, skills together to build something up. In the past, the Six of Swords, again, is clarified by the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. I feel a lot of broken heart energy here. And it does feel like it stems from a personal or intimate familial relationship. There may have been a lot of hardship in your family of some sort, and I'm not exclusively alluding to material conditions. It doesn't feel like poverty. It feels like loss. It feels like disappointment. It feels as though you have given your power away over and over again, and or been afraid to take a risk on a relationship that would require you to be vulnerable there. That's what it is. The idea of vulnerability in relationships has been largely absent for you. If it's not something that you can, it almost feels like a player energy that is protecting you from experiencing some kind of anguish that uh, was about your conditioning, some kind of significant loss that could never be replaced, or some kind of way in which you had to burden the responsibilities for what would have been a parent. Um, those are some examples that are coming to mind, but this has led you to an absolute fear of commitment. And that is part of what has shaped your significant relationships in the past, where you've allowed yourself to be a fixer or a provider, but never a consistent, committed partner. That's a pretty large claim to be making for all of you Virgos. And of course, this is not true for all of you. The Page of Pentacles is describing your desire to do things differently. You may not know exactly what the problem was in the past, but you already knew in the past that your focus on stability and security is how you dealt with this anxiety, this lack of trust, this betrayal. Um, you have certainly honed into what is achievable, what is concrete, what you can measure, what you can work towards. You know how to do this, you know how to do this well, and that has opened you up, nevertheless, to Similarly, recognizing that relationships, love, family can be different. And that is what has led to your current experience of revelation, deeper understanding. And the Seven of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. Yeah, this relationship keeps coming through. There is a significant relationship, a significant connection that occurred long ago in your past. There was a time when you enjoyed this connection, you enjoyed the gifts that you shared together. There was little judgment, little agenda, and you really were reveling in your joy, playfulness, and deep chemical uh, connection. So there was an absolute familiarity with someone, a deep connection, and this actually brought you back to the experience of deja vu. And that's different for all of you. You don't all have the same belief structure. And so, whatever that means to you is what it means. Uh, it can mean that you have encountered a soul bond relationship with someone that you have known before, that you have actually have a spiritual contract with. And this relationship brought some kind of knowledge of who you are forward in a way that might have been quite frightening, quite scary. You're pretty sensitive, so it's not as though you didn't recognize this person, but the your natural fear of commitment, distrust of commitment, is something that played itself out and sort of cut this relationship off, relegated it to the past, and it lives in a realm that both you and this other person can access, and quite possibly access often. You think of one another often. That feels to me to be the most significant import of this reading, this deeper connection that exists somewhere that you are fearful of approaching, working out, or have given up on the idea that this is a possibility for you. I believe you are allowing the motion of your own healing to put you in front of opportunities to access this love or a love like it. I'm going to leave it here for you, Virgo. Thank you so much for this reading. Until next time, namaste.